if you end up listening to this podcast, we apologize. We were doing troubleshooting, so
people are probably still stuck on the first one because there's always a delay on Facebook. But we can leave that subject anyway, because I didn't want to drag on too far about the military. But where you at?
Right here. I didn't tag us in it. I didn't tag anybody in the video, so it's just us, bro. Just you.
It's okay.
You hold your own, bro. It's your podcast. Speak away.
Where you at? What are you doing?
I got us on, bro. We live.
Oh.
I just didn't tag everybody like I normally do.
All right. Well, check this out. Speaking of the military, because we were talking about the military, and I gotta get you. You never really talked to me about this, bro. Never talked to me about it, and you need to stop bouncing around the question, bro.
What's the question, man?
Or the subject.
You never asked me before.
The government admitted that they've experienced UFO sightings, bro, over and over again, but they only showed you one little piece.
All right.
So what are you gonna? But you never said. I'm waiting for you to say, "Okay, Paul, you were right. You were
right about what?
You were right. That there is some shit
that you
going
went tinfoil in your head.
That there no see there you go. Like nobody. All right, and I have a lot to say about this because this is for me. This is why, and this is why. Like, all right, so. One thing that people were saying from the get-go, any skeptic, the first thing that they had to say was, well, there ain't no proof until one pops up in front of my face, or some little green men come run to me and say that, yeah, we exist, then I ain't going to believe.
Right.
Or, it's a bunch of these quacks on the internet putting a bunch of fake news out there. But all major mainstream national, global, worldwide news sources actually said that this happened. They confirmed it. The pilot came on the news and told his story to the T. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And confirmed it. The guy who ran the Pentagon, like the guy who ran the organization within the Pentagon, confirmed it.
All right. How about we go into the new year saying, I don't worry about things I can't control.
So
I don't care.
Basically dodging my
I don't.
subject.
It just doesn't matter. Like, what am I going to do with UFOs?
Nothing. But this is all right. So
you just want me to acknowledge that they exist?
Do they exist?
I'm sure there's plenty of intelligent life outside of Earth, but I'm not worried about it.
This is the first time you've actually said that.
But have I ever denied it?
And look, I know you don't care. You don't, obviously you don't give a fuck. Is that what you said?
There's an F-bomb right there, bro.
Well, made me say it. Obviously you don't care. All right. But what I'm getting at is this. Don't you? This is what it questions. This is what it actually. This is where the conspiracies get thrown out the window. And this is where we have to really think about where we are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doesn't this re-question religion? Doesn't this re-question everything we've been told?
Like,
doesn't this like make you step outside? Because, like
I question religion
to begin with. Okay.
Just on the basis of.
But all right. Let's not be Patrick Riley right now. I want you to step outside the box. You understand what I'm saying?
So you want me to be?
I want you to stay. What if you were, a Catholic priest who's been told all this time that there was no like we're the only intelligent life like on the planet. Jesus Christ is our savior. Even a Muslim, and like any religion that doesn't believe in any, that doesn't stress the fact that anything outside our planet, doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, there's nothing besides what we have on Earth, and we're the only intelligent design in the whole universe. Like, how would that make you feel? You over there jigger jabbing. And
I know. I'm listening to you though.
But that's what.
If I'm just a random person.
Let's just start with that. Religion. Let's start there. Religion.
Okay. If I was a religious person and then I found out that most of my life I've been told bullshit, like I was the only intelligent species in the galaxy or whatever, then I would be, I guess I'd be pretty upset if I grew up believing one thing for so long, and all of a sudden I was disproved.
All right,
that's like that's like similar to saying that, if I grew up admiring my father my whole life and he ended up being a womanizer and beat my mother the whole time I grew up, yeah, I'd be disappointed.
Well, the difference between that and what we're dealing with, like what the subject is, like that's something that's affecting your family. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a small, minor group of people, in an ant form, because that's what you can look at us, Earth, the planet Earth, is an ant form in the whole universe, in this infinite universe.
Right.
This right here, this UFO, all these sightings, everything that's going on, like just that's one sighting in itself, makes you rethink everything. Like it doesn't affect just you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our future. Like for them to be able to do things that are outside of our perception. Like how to, you know what I'm saying? Like the guy, like for instance, the pilot. The pilot described the object. They called it a tic-tac shaped object. All right.
In the sky.
Well, this is the thing. It bounced around. The wingman said there's a whole fleet of them. You don't see them. They only showed one on the video.
Right. He
said there's a whole fleet of them. They chased one, and the guy said that it went from like 80,000 feet to 20,000 feet in like that. Like in a second, in less than a second, whatever. And then it stopped like 50 feet above the ocean. Like it was in the Pacific Ocean. Like it just standing in the. So he went down, and as he went down towards it, it met him halfway. And then when it got close, they said it fucking. He said it left in 2 seconds. It traveled like I'm sorry, that's too much. He said in like a second, it traveled a mile and just disappeared.
Just disappeared in thin air.
Thin air.
And this was the 90s. No, this was 2000, huh?
So 2004. So with that being said, is what I'm getting at is this technology of whatever's going on with this thing, and it wasn't a hummingbird. You know what I'm saying? So it was about the size of a school bus, is what he described, like 40 feet or 50 feet or something like that. But as fast as it took off, like we can't, that technology, our brains would like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
one
pop
fast
out
enough
of our ears.
to process.
You know, so what I'm saying is with our technology, we cannot duplicate that. To the masses, this cannot be duplicated. And how are they doing it? Any being inside of it that's piloting this object, how are they still alive after moving after that speed? So what I'm getting at is our fuel systems, like the way, like a jet fuel engine is not going to propel that thing to go that way, that fast. The re-questions everything we are as a society. So this is what I'm getting at. How can we, if this thing is possibly 1,000,000 years ahead of us as a civilization, whoever's inside of that thing, we need to figure out as a planet, as a being, as a civil, how to get to that level. You understand what I'm saying? Because like we don't know where. You look at the technology that just in the last 10 years, how far we've come. Like since the internet, like, you know, go back 20, whatever, 94, 93, when the internet actually took off.
Late 90s, mid to late 90s.
And
I'd look at takeoff as when I had it in my house.
Yeah, I think it was like 99, 2000, and we had that
AOL.
That free shit. Not AOL. We had that free shit. I don't remember what it was. The Defenders of the Free World.
Like Netgear.
You're on it. It was something. It was some kind of net. That was my first internet experience. And still at that time, like I didn't really fool with it that much. Like I was recording on 4 tracks. You know what I'm saying? When the internet was popping, like, because I didn't care.
Well, we had a computer, but we didn't have the internet.
And I didn't had no guidance to tell me how far it's gonna come. I didn't really jump on to like experiencing the internet.
If you think about it, it doesn't make sense. Why would you have a computer and no internet? I guess a type.
Well, dude, I had a computer. I didn't get the internet till post Katrina. And like,
that's because they didn't build satellites down there too after Katrina.
But what I mean, all right, just as us as a planet, as a civilization, like we've excelled a lot more when the internet came out. You know, can you agree to that? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Like every time you turn around, something
we excelled 10 years before that, like a ton. Just the fact of having computers in general.
Just the TVs. Think about TVs.
We just had microwaves probably about 15 years before we were born.
Yeah, like my first microwave.
Maybe not even that. I think it was maybe after we were born.
I didn't have my first microwave till about mid-90s.
That's what I'm saying. My microwave might come out after we were born.
Like, I was using one of them little conventional ovens.
The ovens, yeah. Dude, those things are the shit though.
And even then, that's a whole nother.
Because you could put a whole pizza.
Dive into.
You could put a whole pizza. You know about the little portable ovens they used to have?
Yeah, the little ones you put on your counter.
You could put like a whole pizza in that thing.
Well, mine was like, I had a little.
They were like little silver ones. You open them up. They were like a
French bread pizza.
They were like a toaster. If a toaster met a microwave.
Yeah. It was about the size of the one that we.
Yeah.
Had. But that's what I just trying to address that. Like, that's and I know it's just like, who gives a fuck about the fact? Yeah. So what? But it not only you, like you're just a microcosm of the masses that, like, the way people are addressing the fact that they've admitted it. Like people aren't really like going crazy over the fact that this happened. Like you can, I just bring it up to somebody, just bring it up to a coworker or something. And most of them don't even know. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, you didn't hear? And then when I tell them, they like open up to it like, come on, bullshit. No,
What, the UFO?
Yeah, like just the whole fact that it happened.
Yeah, look. No offense to like me. I'm like, there's some things I am nonchalant about, which is another dictionary word. And stuff like that is one of it. Like when it comes to religion or you know me a while, conspiracies, right? Like you used to tell me, I'm more open to them than I used to be. But when you first met me, I didn't want to hear none of that stuff. You tell me about stuff you've seen or read, I'll be like, bro, like, don't let it bother you.
See it when I believe it.
Yeah, I'll see it when I believe it.
But I mean, for me, I just like, I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that I'm willing to address all the stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Like I told you about, I explained this to you. A skeptic has to be right every time. A believer, a truth seeker only has to be right once. You understand what I'm saying? So, like everybody who studied ufology and the government always turned away from them and told them that everybody who, you know, they're crazy, they're quacks, they're nuts.
It's not that I'm a skeptic. It's just I don't give a fuck.
Right. And that's what, and look, and there's nothing wrong with not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think nothing wrong with not caring about it. But what I want to say is like the masses is there's millions of people, obviously billions of people like yourself that either one or two things, either they don't give a fuck and they don't care because it's something that doesn't affect them directly right now, or they just subconsciously were prepared for it and they believe, you know, like, so what? Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Like, I know that shit existed and I don't care, you know, rather than just not caring at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Brewer, he does look like McFly.
Yes, I do.
He got his Marty McFly outfit on tonight. McFly, what are you, chicken?
I like my vest, bro.
Now, let me ask you this:
a lot of people stunk the vest.
Is Back to the Future Part 2 one of the few sequels that were as good or outdid the original? How many sequels that you could say, you know, were as good or outdid the original? Terminator 2, got to be up there.
Yeah, Part 2, Back to the Future 2 was good.
I think 2 is as good.
It wasn't.
No,
good.
3 wasn't any good. Godfather 2 was as good as the original. You can't speak on that because you don't watch real movies.
If I saw Back to the Future 2,
what about Saw 2?
Saw a real movie.
But Back to the Future 2.
And look, dude, I'm gonna be honest. It's been a long time since I watched Back to the Future. I don't remember
the new Thor. He said
the new, so wait, Paul
Brewer said the new Thor is as good as the original.
I didn't watch Thor, the whole Thor from the first one from beginning to end, and that's a lot of like the superhero movies. I guess if you're gonna go like superheroes, The Dark Knight has got to be. Batman's my favorite.
Well, The Dark Knight was a sequel, so that's probably one of the best sequels ever made. Huh?
That's the one with.
That's one with the Joker, with your boy playing the Joker.
So is he the best Joker?
Yeah, I tried to resist that for a while, but that dude, he killed it.
He did.
Jack Nicholson.
They said he was one of them guys that like became Joker when he.
They said that was part of why he died. You know, he was so caught up in the character.
Dude,
fucked him up.
Can you imagine? Come on, bro. You want to go eat lunch? You know, let's go eat lunch before we shoot again. And this motherfucker just wow. But why so serious? But it's great though. Like it played, and that's that what he did in that movie shows how special art is.
Brewer said the Taken series. You ever seen? I seen Taken. I don't know if I
saw 1 and 2.
I don't know if I seen the sequel.
3.
I don't know if I seen.
Wait, how many they got? They got 3, right?
I think they have 3.
First
but I think I only seen the first one.
I think, and then the second.
No, the daughter gets taken
in the first one.
Yes.
And then in the
I don't know the other ones. Yeah, I know the daughter.
I think somebody. I don't remember, but I saw 2 of them. They were good. I like, dude. That dude. He's got that
Liam Neeson, man.
That swagger to him that, you know, kind of like a Denzel swagger, like fucking shit. Or
I have a select set
I'm
of
even
skills.
Go further. He has a like a man. I can't think of the name. Not Keanu. Like a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, Speed 2.
He's a mix between
Speed 2's gotta be up there.
Washington and Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's how I feel.
Speed 2's got to be one of the worst sequels ever made. Even though I've never seen it.
I don't think I've seen it.
But they said it was pretty bad.
I like Speed 1 was good. That was cool.
Heath Ledger locked himself in a hotel room with dope for 30 days.
During the filming?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm saying yes. I really don't know.
Well, what about that Batman Begins with? Isn't Bane the first villain?
No, I don't know who.
Oh no, it wasn't Bane.
It was his teacher.
It was the other guy with the fucking.
It was an old guy. It was his teacher.
Sack on his head, right?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the comic. Like, yeah, it's Jay. Like Jay.
See, that's what I never did get into the comic ones. Like, I didn't follow them too much. You asked me about some horror movies, and old lady loves them, so I got to go watch all the good ones that come out.
We know you know all about getting in the character, bro, before filming.
Yep. You did an excellent job. That was awesome. You did a really good job. Y'all go check it out. I got promoted again. Soul Tribe.
We do have
Do
the
it for yourself video.
The link is on here. It's just we didn't tag everybody in the video.
I think you can edit that right now if you want to.
Sack on head was in Batman. Okay.
Sack on head.
You said something about a sack on the head?
Yeah, right. I think it was the first one.
I thought you were talking about Jay's sack on your head.
No, nobody teabagged me. And I've done a pretty good job of keeping that at a nil.
Did you see that video, bro? I forget what teams they were, but I don't know if I sent it to you in Fats. The dude coming up out the pile, they in the dog pile playing football, and the dude just teabags him right on top of the helm, top of his head, and he's pushing the guy off of him.
Oh, that was
in the middle of a dog pile. It was an NFL game.
Yeah, right.
I forget what teams they were.
I remember. Yeah, I did see the video, but I wanted to tell you about movies. I shared a post today. You told me about it. Like people are commenting on it. One movie that you've seen like at least 5 times, and it's still great today or something. Like, what was the greatest movie?
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many
you've
movies.
seen more than 5 times. Give me one.
I'll give you like 10.
One.
My favorite movie is Bronx Tale.
If you got locked on the island.
My favorite movie is a Bronx Tale.
And you had to take one DVD with you.
A Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale.
My favorite movie.
Forrest Gump was my pick.
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump was the one movie that I never, that was the first time like I pissed for over a minute straight. I was like 12 years old. I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to see.
Wait for the end of the movie?
I was on we went Biloxi vacation and my mom wanted to go see it. And I didn't know what I was going to see. And she's like, it's a good movie, whatever. I didn't care. I was on vacation.
Logan's got to be up there with best sequel. Nah, I'm not going with Hangover, bro. I thought Hangover 2 was stupid. That's my opinion.
What, Hangover? I thought
Hangover
they were both
2.
good.
You thought Hangover? There were 3 of them.
I mean, oh yeah, but I don't think I've seen 3.
I actually like the third one better than the second one.
Second one, but Hangover 1 is up there with like
Hangover 1's got to be. It's like a Friday.
Comedies. Right.
It's up there with
That's
Friday.
What I'm saying. It's up there.
Great comedies of all time. Friday, Coming to America, Hangover.
Here's another. Speaking of
Stripes. Shout out to Brewer.
The Beverly Hills Cops. Beverly Hills Cop sequels. I thought 3 was badass. I thought 3 was the best one.
3? I like the one with the chick with the Bridget Nielsen. That's not the third one though. That's the second one.
The second one. I thought 3.
I don't remember the third one.
3 was good because he was back in Detroit. He had to come back to.
LA, it was in Detroit.
Whatever. Well, no, I think he was in Detroit. He had to come back to L.A.
Now, Die Hard, I thought the third Die Hard was the best one.
You saw they confirmed on Twitter, the director confirmed that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. I don't know why he had to come out and tell.
So it's confirmed.
1 and 2 are both Christmas movies. The Die Hard, Lethal Weapons got good sequels. But what were we talking? You were asking me about.
Would you? Consider,
great comedies.
There you go. Would you consider Home Alone?
Home Alone's a great comedy. I don't know about greatest of all time. It's definitely a really good comedy.
Would it be in the top 5?
No. So if I reeled off top 5, my favorite Hangover is going to be in it. It'd be Hangover, Casino, not Casino. Dude, I'm about to say Casino.
I'm gonna.
You gonna go Home Alone in there?
Point.
All right. Well, you give me your top 5 then.
Let me tell you something about Home Alone, and I'm speaking for the masses. You can't say that it's not. I think that movie sat in the movie theaters longer than any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. See, I was too young to realize how long movies sat in the movie theater.
I mean, the Dollar Cinema, dude.
Yeah.
Like that Chalmette Cinema, that movie probably stayed in there for at least a quarter.
But if I had a top 5 comedies of all time, so Friday's got to be, I think, number 1. where I grew up.
Yeah, like Friday.
But you got movies like Animal House. You ever see Porky's?
Yeah.
I mean, but I'll take both of those movies, but over Home Alone.
I just think that.
I guess maybe like kids movies, but even if you go to kids movies, yeah, Home Alone's gotta be up there for like kids comedies. But
what about Revenge of the Nerds?
Revenge of the Nerds is up there.
I thought that was better than Porky's.
Porky's was a shit.
I don't know. Revenge of the Nerds was.
Oh, Brewer's talking about Friday the 13th. Dude, they had a marathon the other night for Friday the 13th. I watched the first 4 of them. Yeah.
You know what's funny about the first one? It had nothing to do with him. It was his mom.
His mom. Well, he drowned. That's what's
right. It was kind like the first one was known. Like the only reason it seemed like the only reason why they did the first one was to make the sequel.
Now it's coming to America.
To make the sequel.
It's coming to America. A top 5 comedy. I want to stay in comedy. We'll get to horror since we're in the movies now. It's coming to America. A top 5 comedy of all time. You ever see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you saw, what you haven't saw.
Yeah, I don't. I think, dude, that's hard. It's a good one. It's a really good one.
It's
to be top 5. You got to be.
Well, you put Home Alone there.
Because I mean, I did like. I don't know if that's the best Eddie Murphy movie. What's the best Eddie Murphy movie?
Well, Beverly Hills Cop's his best movie, but it's not a comedy.
Yes, it is a comedy.
No, that's an action movie.
Dude, that's a comedy.
It's got funny moments in it, but it's definitely an action movie. Life is up there with him and Martin,
yeah,
but I don't think it's top 5.
Coming to America's
Harlem Nights. Dude, Eddie Murphy's got some movies,
I think
man.
that's better than Coming to America.
Trading Places.
Like the cast.
Oh, Airplane was the shit, bro. Remember Airplane?
Man, what about Naked Gun?
We talked about National Lampoon. Oh, we talked about Animal House. I didn't talk about National Lampoon's Vacation.
If you want to go Airplane,
I mentioned Porky's.
I think Naked Gun was better than Airplane, but there would be no Naked Gun without Airplane. You know what I'm saying?
Airplane was a shit. Porky's is up there for me. Brewer said Porky's 2 is a good sequel. It's about the Klan though. I don't think they can make it today.
You can't make that now. No, but
Porky's has some racist shit in it.
Like you said,
anti-Semitic and racist.
That was good. I like I said, I think Revenge.
Yeah, I don't think Jay would like Porky's.
I think there would be no Revenge of the Nerds without Animal House and Porky's.
Well, National Lampoon didn't make Revenge of the Nerds.
Not National Lampoon. Damn, Revenge of the Nerds.
I know, but National Lampoon made Animal House and made
dude, National Lampoon's Vacation and Christmas. I could tell you, I think that Christmas movie,
Christmas Vacation,
is the best Christmas movie of all time, bro. It's up there.
Better than Die Hard?
I love that movie.
You take Christmas Vacation over Die Hard?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're competing, Christmas.
Anything.
So, what's your top 5, man? Top 5
dude,
comedies
that's
of all
hard.
time.
Like you can't put nobody on the spot. A comedy.
We talking it out now. It's not on the spot. We in the middle of talking it out.
Dude, I have to really think about comedy. Like, I think Friday for me is my favorite, and that speaks volumes of like how Ice Cube innovated, comedy when he did that.
Get off this page, Brewer. You're not welcome here anymore. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Hey, the director confirmed it. I mean, he said it's a Christmas movie. He said,
get out of here.
But like, let me see. That National Lampoon is good for me. That's a good one, dude. Like, I thought the Christmas movie.
So is Trading Places a Christmas movie?
I guess if they got Christmas trees around.
I guess any movie with Christmas trees around.
You can call it a Christmas movie. The Christmas Story.
Home Alone's a Christmas movie.
It's a great Christmas movie. It's a great comedy. Like, because even though it's not raw, like we came up on a lot of raw shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's not as raw as our kids are coming up with.
I don't know, dude. I think our shit was raw.
Like, our kids are coming up on YouTube.
Our comedy was a lot raw and authentic. Like,
the comedy.
Like hardcore comedy, like raw comedy, we got the
Everybody
best
just
of it.
joined. We talking. What's your top? What's your favorite comedy?
We got the
top
best
top
of
3 or
raw
5
comedy.
comedies of all
Because
time.
This is why we had George Carlin and Richard Pryor. You understand? 1 and 2.
Red
And
Fox.
They made Red Fox. He's right there. He's the god. All the comedy that we saw was innovated because of those 3 guys. Like they laid the foundation for the best comedy, and it just so happened to be in the 80s and 90s, and everything after that is just watered down. After that, it's all following the same trend. It's all, you know what I'm saying.
So comedy.
It's all kind of biting off.
Comedy went the way of hip hop.
Yeah, because the
comedians,
reason why
man.
it was raw comedy, the raw comedy, like the honest raw comedy, was because of them. You put Red Fox in there, Red Fox, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and everything else was, the great guys that we saw in those times.
You know what's a good recent comedy? Tropic Thunder. You ever see Tropic Thunder?
I've watched some of it yesterday.
That shit's hilarious, bro.
Dude,
Wait, Robert Downey Jr. plays a black guy?
He should have got an Oscar for that. I don't know if
I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker.
But you know what made it so great is that he's an American. Like, he's got the same accent me and you got. I don't know, many people don't have same.
No.
But he's an American.
American.
He went from being ghetto Joe, you know, understand, to being an English scholar in a snap.
That's a good.
That scene comedy right there was, dude. That's not easy to do that. You know what I mean? That was awesome. But the way they.
What about so you go to
and then like Matthew McConaughey, like that was that like a breakthrough role for him?
No, McConaughey with Dazed and Confused, but that's another comedy.
Showed up.
What y'all think of Dazed and Confused? I think that's a top.
I don't never see.
That's an up there comedy right there, man. Dazed and Confused was the shit. Based out the 70s.
I know what it is.
You a big pot advocate? You ain't watched Dazed and Confused?
No, I never did.
Oh, that movie was the shit. I forgot all about Dazed and Confused.
You mentioned Clueless, or how about that comedy?
Sam Kinison, Robin. I'm sorry, I meant to tell you that a minute ago.
Oh, yeah. Say it. That you can make a case that dude made one of the greatest runs. Like his run was short lived and
but Rogan
on
talks
fire like Tyson.
Rogan talks about him saying that he did that first special and killed it. And then he just kind of got on the drugs and just slacked off after that.
Look at Chris Farley, dude. Chris Farley.
Tommy Boy. Good movie.
Dude, you know where he would be today if he didn't get on that shit?
Shit, you go to Adam Sandler movies. Chris Farley? Yeah, Chris Farley.
Him and Adam Sandler.
You know my daughter, what movie my daughter likes, man?
Oh, there you go. Great. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is one of my favorites. One of my top 5.
Back to School's the shit, bro. Back to School's the shit. Dude, Rodney Dangerfield's got a movie.
The one I like, the college one, he went back to college.
To school.
That's there. Well, look, I love
Caddyshack. Caddyshack's got to be a top 10 comedy of all time.
I remember when one of my favorite parts in Back to School was when he picked it.
Yeah, Sam.
Back shit.
Triple Lundy. The Caddyshack had Rodney Dangerfield, Bill Murray, and Chevy Chase all in their peak, all in the same movie. And your boy, I forget his name, the old guy that plays
Caddyshack was a big one.
Caddyshack was the shit. All that stuff came out in the early 80s.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, the most innovative comedy was in the 80s and 90s, and everything after that is just a watered down version of that. Because
Smokey and the Bandit. You ever see Smokey and the Bandit?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, man. Smokey and the Bandit was a shit. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. all the 80s. Well, we going in the 80s now.
Dude, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That shit was funny.
Dude, I used to like Weird Science, bro. Weird Science was the shit. That's early fucking your boy.
Oh yeah, that was a good.
Turned him into a pile of shit.
That was funny. It was like sci-fi comedy. Like that's,
dude, it was funny.
You know how
though.
innovative that is?
Yeah.
Like sci-fi comedy blended together. That's innovation. Like the 80s really.
Dude, it's hard. Yeah, like you said, it's hard to pull up a top. None of those I'd say a top 5. Caddyshack might be up there. Stripes, man. Stripes with Bill
I never
Murray.
seen Stripes.
John Candy. Oh.
Never
John
seen
Candy
Stripes.
was the shit, man.
Well, John Candy and is like Chris Farley. Like Chris Farley was the.
Yeah, he's kind of mimicked
sequel, like John.
when John Candy goes and oil
thing.
wrestles them girls. You know, he goes oil wrestling around. He raps him. He acts like Curly on Three Stooges.
John Candy. Well, what you think was his best movie?
Brewer got a question, right?
What's up?
His first crush was your girl from Weird Science. What's her name? She was hot.
She was a beast. You want me to find the name?
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
Do you know her name, Brewer? Pull her name up.
All I gotta do is
Let's see.
Weird
I'm trying to think.
Fox.
Dude, it is weird, but I had the first girl I remember having a crush on was dude. To be honest with you, it was a figure skater, bro. I'm trying.
It
Christy
must be
Yamaguchi.
her right there, Kelly.
You remember the figure
LeBrock.
skater Christy Yamaguchi? Kelly Brock, that's her name.
Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock. You know who else was hot? That came out the 80s? That chick, the blonde head chick.
Christy Brink?
No, not her. Well, she was hot too.
She's still hot.
Elizabeth Shue. She was in a bunch of stuff. She always played like the lead actress role.
Let me see.
She was in Cocktail. She was in Karate Kid, the girl from the Karate Kid.
I can't. I know.
She was in the Karate Kid. She was in Cocktail. She was in she had a whole movie. I forget what it was called. Christina Applegate was hot. Married with Children.
Elizabeth Short.
Shue. Yeah. Who is Shue?
Ain't no damn shoe around here.
Try S-H-U-E.
Elizabeth Shue.
Try S-H-U-E.
Shoot, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, yeah. She's checking Back to the Future. So I'm like throwing
the blonde?
Yeah,
she ain't that.
Oh, you're a kid, bro. You got different.
Dude, look at her right there. She's alright.
She's alright.
She's alright.
Like practical women, man.
You know who was?
Kelly Kapowski, man. You a Kelly
That's
Kapowski,
what I was
man?
gonna say. That was probably like the 90s. You know, like
I dug Lisa more than
me
her.
too. Lisa was badass.
Dug Lisa. I got Jungle Fever.
And then I didn't realize how hot Jessica was until I saw Striptease. Showgirls.
Yeah.
Striptease.
You should be watching that shit, man.
Serentine commenting on a video we shared.
That's good.
Shout out to Serentine.
You should be watching this video. Anyway,
dude, we got
how we got into the movies, man?
That was a great movie talk. It really was.
So, since we've been doing this for a past year.
Oh, what you got? Go ahead,
man.
No. You said you want to.
Since we've been doing this for a year now, that there's a lot of what do you think the most talked about? You know, the thing we had to stick on the most that we talked about over the past year. Was it the Pacquiao Mayweather fight?
Dude,
not Pacquiao.
Why
McGregor.
you even had to bring it up?
McGregor Mayweather.
They don't deserve They don't deserve the conversation anymore, bro. We probably did like
2 months straight of
just that. It was
McGregor.
the biggest thing. I mean, it was the biggest thing. And you know, I saw an article. When you want to bring that up, I saw an article saying that did McGregor destroy UFC?
No, he didn't destroy. Why would you destroy UFC?
Well,
put it this way.
One thing
Let me tell you how dope Floyd Mayweather is. All right, I know a lot of people hate Floyd Mayweather. They say he's a bitch because he don't fight. And he has, you know, first of all, technically, he's probably one of the greatest boxers in history. And who do you know that could come out with 5 or 6 non-figure fights, $100 million fights, and still be in peak physical condition and go do another one? Like most people get their first $100 million and they pretty much coast. Tyson couldn't do it. Once Tyson got all in big paydays and saw that money coming in, he coked himself up and then got knocked out by Buster Douglas.
Well, dog,
and was never the same again.
Now that you mention that, when you think about it like that, and you think about numbers, and you think about longevity and statistics, and how do I get this? He used marketing.
Well, it's not just that. It's for him to still come out and be the best at his craft.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm getting at is, like you're saying, he can do this for 5 or 6 months, right? Like, and then come back and fight again. Every 6 months, he's fighting, rather than a lot of fighters fight once, maybe twice in a year, but it was kind of spread out depending on when your first fight was in that year. I know what you're saying.
Like, put it this way, well, like look at McGregor,
because he knew he stuck and move. He played a defensive game, and all he had to do was have cardio because he's not getting his head beat in. You understand what I'm saying? He's not getting his head beat in. He's dipping and dodging and cutting and tricking. Like, but what that did for him was, I can fight every 6 months, so that's another paycheck. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He's making that. That's why he did it. Like, I'm going to get more money this way.
The point I'm bringing up is, for him to make that much money and still want to get in there and fight, like, you could say he don't knock anybody out and he's not a brawler, but for him to get that paper, all that money, all that food, and then still to be able to even come back out there, like, a lot of guys, they'll get that money and they'll get out of shape,
right? Because this
or whatever,
is the thing.
And they lose the hunger. They lose the hunger that brought them there.
Listen, a lot of people who love what they do, love their craft, love what they're great at, don't care about the money. You understand what I'm saying? Like I want to do this because I love to do it. I'm here talking to you right now on a fucking mic in front of everybody because I enjoy performing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just because we chatting it up, we enjoy being behind the microphone, period. I love making music, period. Like, so I'm going to do it whether I give a fuck about how much money comes in or not. I'm going to do it. He stepped outside his ego and said, I'm not, I love doing this, but I know that I need to, like, get beside myself, and I love money more. So how can I maximize the money? But if there was no finances involved, let's take out the monetary system altogether. Okay? All together. You have nothing to live on but your reputation in the sport. You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You take the money out, and we just doing this for the love of the game, then I think he would have brawled and bashed a lot more. And I think he could have. I don't think I think he was trained. He trained to be defensive. He trained to bob and weave. Like, I think he could have.
Well, that's half the sport.
Himself up.
Half the sport is not get hit.
Right.
It's to hit and not get hit.
But
it's a different animal than.
Well, people get caught up in the moment.
He wasn't the only one like that.
I think he's very smart. People get caught up in the moment. Like, you punch me and light
me
remember, up.
He started at 130. So he came all the way up to 154 and was fighting these guys. Of course he's not going to knock a lot of them guys out.
No.
He's a smaller guy.
You're delving in it. I think we talked about that. I don't want to talk about that bullshit again. It's about the fucking kneeling and the.
That was another thing that
carried on about that for a couple weeks, bro, and that's just a waste of time to me. I mean, so I know people want to hear about because it was such a fucking big deal, but like.
Well, it wasn't a big look. Do you notice?
NFL,
I will say this: do you notice that the games they don't even play the anthem no more? When it was popping it was, they were putting the anthem on TV, but they seeing that there's a little there's some resistance against. Like, look, I don't mind people protest and do what they want to do, but I don't want to see that shit before a football game. Go to a commercial, let them protest.
Well, like they
do whatever
said,
they gotta do.
A lot of that was what we talked about on part 1 of this podcast. The marketing, like the military paid for that to be played, like paid for the military, the military version of the pregame. They paid for that. Well, then it was
where
like,
did you see this?
Affecting,
they paid to get the anthem played?
They paid the whole, not so much that, but think about what goes on during the anthem. They fly the jet, so you know what I mean. It's more about supporting.
So the military not only has to pay for the maintenance of them jets and the fuel and
well, they
the
just
time,
paying for promoting,
and they gotta pay for the right to fly over the stadium.
From what I understand, it's part of the recruiting.
Like I see a narrative getting pushed around, but I don't.
It's It's part of the recruiting budget, is what they're saying. Is what they said.
Look, I'm not saying you're wrong here.
I don't know if I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, this is just stuff that I gathered through research, through
Right.
I'm
not saying you're wrong.
TV.
I just don't understand why. Say, all right, Redskins Stadium's in DC right there, so Langley's right nearby. So if they're gonna fly some F-16s from Langley over Redskins Stadium,
paying,
they gotta cut the Redskins a check and say, look, we want to fly a flyover.
The NFL a check,
or whoever,
right.
We gotta cut these guys a check just to fly over your stadium for
because it's
1.8 seconds, because that's how long it takes probably to fly over.
And look, I'm not. All I'm saying is what I was told. You know what I'm saying? What I saw on TV. It could be wrong, but I think you could probably research NFL paying for that, and the military paying the NFL for that, and you could find it.
Bro, I think we agree on the Mayweather thing. Like, I'm showing respect for him to accumulate all that money in fighting and to still be able to come out. Now we can argue saying he's not taking the fights like he should be taking.
What you mean? Like he needs to come back?
Like he's just fighting just for the money.
Well, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah. Well, I agree. He is fighting for money.
Money first.
But you have to respect people that come out once a year, and he's still in peak physical condition. He's 40 years old. He's crazy in his prime.
Well,
you can say he's still in his prime.
Right. Look what you call it? Come out. George Foreman fought well into his 40s. He came out of retirement at like 42, something like, and fought and won. You know what I'm saying? Like Foreman had 2 careers. No, bro. Paul's saying the military pays the NFL for flyovers, not the NFL pays for the flyover. Right. That's what. And look, like I said, that's what I was told. That's what I researched. I mean, and hey, if you can confirm that and get it right, look. I don't want to be the one. I don't want to be up here telling a bunch of fucking bullshit lies. I see that narrative getting pushed around too, and I it could be true. But I've also heard that they didn't come out for the anthem until 5 years ago, and that's not true. They were coming out the anthem. I used to go to Saints game when I was a kid, and they were out there for the anthem. What? Players. Oh yeah. They were always out for the anthem. What? Nobody kneeled for that. No, out. They like I've seen that they were in the locker room, and I said no, nobody was in the locker room during the anthem. I didn't imagine either paid either, bro. Yeah. What you talking about? He's saying neither pays for the flyover. I wouldn't imagine that the Air Force or whoever would put all their money in them resources. Well, like I said, bring me to work. It could be looked up. To do. I was told. Yeah, I heard that they paid just like they pay for commercials or anything else. I worked in Idaho, so they weren't doing any flyovers in Idaho. the Boise State. Well, I did work in Fort Hood for a while. Let me see. I tell you what. While we talking about it, I'm gonna look it up. You can look it up. And what else we talked about this year? Shit. What did we talk about this year? I don't know. We ain't talking about nothing. We talked about a lot. We've been here about 50 episodes. We ain't said shit. We ain't said nothing. We said a lot of Saints talk. A lot of Saints talk. Collected over 60% of our conversation. A lot of Jeff Sessions anti-marijuana talk. But one thing, hey, Paul don't like weed. Military pays NFL.
See, now we got to see the source here. So.
All right, so check this out.
Fake
This
news.
is how military sold
Fake news.
patriotism to the U.S. military. NFL sold patriotism. So, all right.
I'm going to go get us a beer while you read this.
All right, President Donald Trump spent much of the weekend. This is a waste of time. Condone players. The president failed. I tell you what, I'm not reading all of this. I will look into it and I'll get back with y'all. But if you guys want to fact check, you can check into it. DOD paid.
Google All-American
DOD, the Department of Defense, paid $53 million of taxpayers' money to pro sports for military tributes.
Google the All-American Bowl.
That was the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that reported that, and that was just me just googling through the sites. But
Brewer said Google All-American Bowl.
But which one? That's the Army Navy game or something like that, right? Or is that?
Look, we gave Army the Commander-in-Chief trophy this year, but Air Force is gonna get it back next year. We won it last year.
There you go. You know, I like the Air Force uniforms. They got the best uniforms out of all the college football teams.
What you like, blue and gray?
Just the
you like the helmet with the little lightning bolt on the
helmet. I think they have the best uniforms out of.
Well, they're in Colorado Springs if you ever want to go see a game. I don't think they ever come down here. So put it that way, dude. LSU got a big bowl game coming up, man. Speaking of year anniversary podcast, I remember on the first podcast, that's when we found out LSU was hiring retaining. What's this guy's name again? Ed Orgeron. And I told you that LSU was headed towards the mediocrity of the 90s. And evidently I was wrong as of this year.
I think you're wrong there. Like, I think they've reclaimed themselves.
We'll see. The jury's still out. This is just the first year, man.
You want to talk about investment?
Can't lose to Troy.
They invested a lot of money into rebuilding that football program.
I fought a kid named Troy in middle school.
They have ESPN contracts. Like, LSU has an ESPN contract. They wouldn't.
Yeah, I seen a Goodyear blimp not that long ago.
What?
Brewers asked me if the Goodyear blimp's still operational.
I'm sure it is.
We'll find out next week.
Who owns a Goodyear? Is that Michelin?
That would be Goodyear.
Goodyear. Anyway, LSU spend a lot of money on or whatever or ESPN, whoever pays who for that contract. So they have a lot of hope in thinking that program is going to be legit for a long time. Like, LSU plays week to week on national television. In the 90s, you had to watch LSU games on Tiger Vision.
Every team's on national television now. Air Force is on national television, if you look hard enough. I think you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
I think LSU is.
I'm reading this question from Brewer again, and I want to get back to it because we didn't really. I guess we did do a little in depth to it.
He should have just passed over. If he's just
you're gonna, right around the corner. The first crush as a chick. So you were saying Lisa from Saved by the Bell. So
no, you said Lisa, and
like
I
Lisa.
agreed with you.
So Lisa, yeah. So we need to know yours. You didn't give us yours. I was rounding off names. You were just in
I'd probably go with
you in a grith.
Like, dude, they had some sexy. Like, all right. So let me put it this way. All right, I'm gonna go with probably Christy Brinkley. Now, we already mentioned her earlier. Because what was the other one? What was the other?
Cindy Crawford?
Cindy Crawford. That was probably your two, like foxes in that day.
Remember, she did a movie, and she was supposed to be topless in the movie. She was. And it was supposed to be, you couldn't tell me the name of the movie now. That was the whole sales pitch of the movie, is that Cindy Crawford got topless in the movie.
She did?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the name of the movie. That's what we need a producer for.
You could probably go watch that, man.
You can watch it like on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know about YouTube. Now they
go to
restrict
Pornhub.
a lot of shit now.
You go to Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub. Google Christy Brinkley.
Not Christy Brinkley. Cindy Crawford. Did I say Christy Brinkley? So.
Well, and there was I don't know. I thought Christy Brinkley was like out of them two.
Christy Brinkley.
That was your two hottest. So I from what I can remember.
Well, Barbara Walters, right?
Martha Stewart, the Beast.
Eva Longoria, Eva Mendes, right? Which one?
Yeah, but that's later on.
I know, but there's questions out here, right? I gotta ask the question.
Eva Longoria. Oh, which one?
Eva Mendes.
I think Longoria is.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna have to look at Mendes. I'll tell you. I can tell you if I seen one.
Just
of
Google
them.
Eva Mendes.
I know.
What was that movie with Mark Wahlberg? You got to watch the first scene of it.
And then that's it. It's game over.
Oh yeah. We Own the Night. Google Eva Mendes. We Own the Night. Open and see.
All right, hold on. I'm about to tell you right now because I think
you can cut the movie off right after that scene.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Mendes.
I would go with Mendes. I think she's. I like more realistic women.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mendes for sure. Mendes for sure.
She has enough flaws to make me really into her. Like Longoria just seems like too.
You want to know who I was really on to, and I felt like I was on to her first. Two of them.
All right, bro.
And everybody else jumps on the bandwagon, and it's like sloppy seconds, and it's like, oh, I don't want to touch it. First, J-Lo.
What you call that, Money Train?
I'm not talking about.
You call it as a fly girl, right?
I'm talking about the young. You're right. The young J-Lo, like the Anaconda J-Lo, like and then all of a sudden,
what about Living Color, bro?
And then all of a sudden,
Jenny from the Block.
Then all of a sudden, she puts out her first single, and everybody jumping all over and like, y'all know, man, that's my girlfriend. Oh well, I have to break up with her.
That's Jenny from the Block.
And then Angelina Jolie. Everybody was on Angelina Jolie, and I was on too before everybody else was on Angelina Jolie.
Be honest with you, man. I'm with Brewer. I was more Catherine Zeta-Jones than I was Angelina Jolie.
See, but I was on a Jolie, but it was the Jolie. She made a 90s movie.
Nothing wrong with Angelina Jolie, but
she made a 90s movie that was about some famous person that died. It was a true story. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
What about Halle Berry?
Halle Berry. I was on a Halle Berry too before Billy Bob.
So who are you taking?
Ruin that.
We're gonna go our sister dream team here. Halle Berry.
Tony Braxton.
Well, I'll put Tony Braxton in there. Halle Berry, Tony Braxton, or Nia Long.
Nia Long. Who the fuck is that?
That's Debbie from Friday.
Oh yeah, she. but see, I was on her during Fresh Prince days.
Yeah,
that was French Prince. That was Will Smith's old lady. Yeah. She was. She
was bad, man.
Nah, but Tony Braxton, I think, was slept on. I think.
I get so high,
and I know some people will say, "Are you nuts?" You know what I'm saying?
I lose my mind. Remember that song, right?
Who else?
She used to come on MTV all the time.
Oh! Yesterday morning, bro. Oh yeah, it was yesterday morning. You have MTV Classic at your house?
I don't watch it, but maybe I do.
MTV Classic, I watch because that's the only music. That's the only music channel that plays music videos anymore. Is MTV Classic, because they know people like me and you complain about not being MTV anymore, so they play music videos.
I don't complain about it anymore. I just accept it.
Well, Paula Abdul's video, one of Paula Abdul's videos came on, and she was so ahead of her time. Like when it comes from a
was
look
it the video with the cat?
No, it was one she was. No, it wasn't that. It was one she was hanging out in like in a waterfall and shit. I don't know the name of it. I never heard. Actually, it was like one of the first times I heard the song. You know, I may have heard it when I was a kid, but it wasn't one of her bigger hits. but it was one of the best.
What about Young Janet?
Like she was in a. Well, I'm not done. She was in this bathing suit, but I mean, just the look in general.
A one piece? Because that was the 80s. That was a big thing. Girls would wear.
She was in a two-piece, but the look in general, she was ahead of her time when it came to the look. Like she was just like she looked good right now. Like something like right now.
So Brewer brought up Carmen Electra. You remember that show Singled Out with Jenny McCarthy initially hosted it, and Carmen Electra came. You remember that MTV show Singled Out? Where they bring a dude on and have all them chicks?
Yes. She was bad. But
Carmen
everybody
Electra
fell in love with not Carmen Electra. What's her name? Jenny
McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
She was the Playboy girl.
Bad. She was a Playboy girl?
Yeah, that's how she got on that MTV show.
You know, can you believe we hadn't brought up Pamela Anderson?
Dude, how do I know who the Playboy girls are? And you had a stack full of fucking Playboys.
I didn't know she was. I didn't know her. I didn't know her for being a
I didn't even look at Playboy.
I thought she was. The first time I ever saw her was Singled Out. I mean, what you want me to say?
What you want me to do?
You know, I'm sorry. I apologize for not knowing that she was a Playboy poster chick. But I can't believe we didn't bring up Pamela Anderson in this.
So you take J-Lo over Rosie Perez?
Oh, you talking about white man can't jump, Rosie?
Yeah.
Like, she was hot. But yeah. Eva, what you said? Which one?
Who is the sexiest volleyball chick from the 90s?
Dude, I
don't know, but I tell you what.
Followed volleyball chicks.
No, I'm gonna sound like an old pervert if I say this statement, so I'm gonna shut up. But watch the women's volleyball tournament on ESPNU. Good batches.
Which one? What?
The NCAA volleyball tournament.
No, I don't do.
Or the beach volleyball in the Olympics. Yeah. We just turned like a perverted podcast. Sorry, women are beautiful.
I can't. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
No, we don't have to stop. Our ladies ain't
stop. Not even about that. I mean, that's nature. But
do I remember the softball had a World Series one year? They had this chick from I won't say California. She played for. It was this goth chick. You know, she had the goth look and everything. Dark black hair, tall. She was just so hot.
Which one?
You never seen her. You had to watch college softball. This was.
You talking about Elvira?
This is about 10 years ago.
You want Elvira? You don't even know who Elvira.
I don't know Elvira.
Oh, come on! Anybody know who Elvira is? Can y'all tell this boy?
Shannon's watching.
Share Elvira with this man. Oh yeah, she just asked me if I'm done.
We just kidding, Shannon.
No. There you go.
Who's Elvira from Monsters?
No. Elvira was she was kind of like one of those things on Saturday nights. Remember when they had Morgus?
Yeah.
I think she kind of did the Morgus thing. Like it was a show and they would play like scary movies or something and she was the host of it. She was like an innovator of the times. Like, you know how FX does their thing where they explain the movies in between and they have the scene whenever you watch an FX movie?
Like behind the scenes or something they do?
This is what we did. She didn't do behind the scenes, but just the narration of a movie.
Well, I'll tell you, that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to get all these journalist girls that come out of school, whatever. They're smartening up. With these girls like Colin Cowherd.
Speaking of journalists out of schools, that you saw what's her name? Tommy Lauren, that right wing.
Yeah, I've seen her before.
She's only like 24, bro. I saw an article about her. She got fired. Glenn Beck fired her because of her beliefs on abortion.
I'll tell you what. You get like people like that, you know, she ain't got no room on the left side. You get a smoking hot chick to go on the right side and make these blasphemous statements, she's going to get put on TV every night. You don't know how sincere she is about all that
She goes
stuff.
hardcore on that right-wing shit. And
Yeah, because that's where her angle, that's where her lane is.
But what happened was she went on The View or something.
Winifred Fernandez. I don't know who that is.
That's my
Latin brothers.
My mom's maiden name.
Somebody's blowing up.
Edwin. Magoo sent me a GIF, a GIF.
Shout out to Magoo, man. Send us a gift.
Well, what was I? I forget what I was talking about.
You're talking about.
Man, we that bad? Brain frying, huh?
Yeah, well, shout out to Colorado, where I'm going there in April. You want to know how to?
That's awesome.
Bring some gummy bears back?
No, I can't. I wish I could. I saw an article.
Is she a soccer player, bro?
I watched a video about that today.
What,
about the
soccer?
About the feds. It was a national video it was with world news and the feds.
So where do you think we headed with that? Bro, I want to send you the Rogan podcast I heard today, bro. I'm gonna shoot it to your messenger when I'm done.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It was good. It was really good. The feds. But like basically, you know how they go on the news and stunt, and they like tell everybody watch out because we coming. You know what their position is on shit. Yeah. Well, like Arizona has recreational marijuana is legalized, so they follow in the same suit. There's a lot of border patrol in Arizona, which is a lot of feds. So they're basically saying if you get caught, if you're a resident, you get caught with weed and we're taking you to jail. Even though it's legal in your state.
What can they charge you with?
We work for the feds and we got to follow
federal
rules.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Whatever.
Government, big brother, bro. Big brother's always trying to tell you what's right. You know, this is what you need to be doing.
Oh, Robin said Alyssa Milano. I must have missed that. What you think of Alyssa Milano? I heard she went crazy or something. With all that sexual harassment stuff went on. I heard she's like going off anybody. I ain't saying nothing about Alyssa Milano.
What about
she's a nice person.
Saw a video, Christiana Milian or whatever her name. Remember her?
Yeah, she's in Be Cool with John Travolta. Yeah. That's a good movie too. It ain't funny. It's funny, but it ain't top 10.
What about her? The single, she was
She had a sing. I know she sang with Ja Rule. She was on that Between Me and You. That's the only thing I knew she ever did.
Okay, no, she got her own single. You gotta look it up.
Nah, I'm good.
No, look it up.
Oh, the video.
The video.
Oh, yeah, I might watch the video.
Yeah, you don't have to jam to the song on the way home.
So you're a Britney or Christina guy?
Christina for sure. Not even close.
Like dirty Christina or well, you're a beautiful Christina.
I was a red man. Yeah, I was Genie in the Bottle for
Genie
sure.
In the Bottle.
Like, and she's the one who she can really sing.
Now you can stick.
Like it's not even close.
You gonna stick with Christina over like Jessica Simpson and Mandy Moore and all them.
Yes.
All them chicks too.
Not even. Well, no, Mandy Moore.
Brunette Mandy Moore though.
Mandy Moore, and you gotta watch this show. This Is Us. Mandy.
Well,
Moore,
I watched her on Entourage. She was hot in Entourage.
She's like this wanna be, like this perfect wife role in this show.
I got that one. Brewer sent us the gift with the toy, the one Fat sent us.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's funny. I want to show you something. I got this today. Shout out to
Dude, I'm missing all these stuff that I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't know. Look, watch this. You ever heard of Trinity? I'm sending it to you, Brewer, right now. You about to get Trinity. Meet Trinity. Where's he at? Where's Brewer at? Where's Brewer at? He's in here somewhere.
So let's end here. Bro.
Wait, no. You got to see Trinity before we end it. Wow. I'm sending this to you, band, and check this out. All right. No, you going to watch Trinity.
All right. Well, show me Trinity, man. Okay. Is it long?
Oh, it's long. We're not like
a casting couch.
We're just going to leave you guys. Watch Trinity, please.